Hi. So
Hey.
yes, thank you so much, Vicky, and hello, dear friends that are out there. Thank you so much, Viola, to be here, and also so many other new possible friends in the future. So yeah, I was definitely inspired by the previous speakers, and I loved what you were sharing about purpose, right? Because that's actually the only important thing in life is finding your purpose. I think that's what we're really here for. Now, I was very lucky to find my purpose quite early. And so I was 15 when I had a near-death experience, and I was run over by a truck, and I was declared dead, but they still tried to bring me back because I was so young. And as I was in deep coma, I already was going to the other side, and I saw these beings of light. And there it was declared to me that I had to go back because I was here to enlighten more than 500 million people. So when I came out of coma a little bit later, that sound, that purpose, resonated in my brain, but I had no idea what it meant. The word enlightenment, I come from a Catholic background in Belgium, so nobody talks about that. And even though I was already meditating since I was 7, I already had a spiritual mentor, but that language was quite far from my upbringing. And so what really resonated with me, that I felt like I'm here to make a difference, right? So I started asking every day, show me how to make a difference. Show me how to enlighten more than 500 million people. Now, in today's world, if you would be 15, you would set up a YouTube channel, you would vlog, you would start a podcast. I mean, you would do all kinds of things. But at 15 at that time, and this is more than 40 years ago, I had no idea what that meant. And so I started looking, where could I make a difference just in my own family, in my own community? Because sometimes we want to think very big, but there's so many circles close to you that need some help. And it could be a smile, could be somebody falling on the ground that you help to lift them up, somebody who has fallen off the wheel of life because they're depressed and you're trying to lift them up. And so for me, it was my question every day when I woke up, after doing my meditation. I was always asking, show me how I can make enlightened energy change, making a difference to millions of people. So that question has stayed with me every day, and I still ask that question. And I even had calculated at that time, if I would become 85, how many, if I just would do one person a day, how many people I would have make a difference to, or if I would have become 90 or 95. And I thought, well, I need at least 95 to get to a good, decent number. So that was kind of my calculation at that time. But of course, I had no idea how the universe, God, I would never have thought about being part of The Secret that has reached more than 500 million people in making a difference. Also, your husband on Netflix, right? There's a new generation of young people that now see it on Netflix. So I would not have known how, right? And I started understanding that the how of things, how it unfolding, it's not something I need to figure out. I need to just figure out every day, what can I do today? What can I do to uplift my own vibration, my own energy? And how can I uplift somebody else from the heart, with a smile, with a positive action, a positive experience? And as that is unfolding, then the how will actually show up. And the first how it showed up for me was, I thought, like, well, if I become a politician, how if I would become a diplomat, then I would reach millions of people. So that's why I became a lawyer first, an international lawyer, to get into that field of politics. That, of course, I found out quite quickly after doing this work for 5 years, that was not the direction for me to go, perhaps for other people, but not for me. And so I started really early at 31 teaching people about meditation, about feng shui, about the law of attraction. And interesting enough, my first clients were actually the politicians I had been advising and had been supporting on my journey. And very quickly, I will start seeing that I did not have to reach the millions of people, but that one person that perhaps I could give some advice to, perhaps the ripple effect of that advice, of that smile, of that positive action would have an impact in their life, in their circle, in their community. And I saw already very early on at 32, when I was already advising the prime minister of my country with meditation and teaching him some first steps, what an effect that could have already on 10 million Belgians. So I was like, okay, so I don't have to do everything. I just have to stay on course. I have to stay focused on what I'm here for. And sometimes we do not know our purpose, but we can ask for it. We can ask every day, show me my purpose. Ask some clarity about your purpose. And so many times people are lost in that. And sometimes it's because they only find their purpose when they're in their 50s or in their 60s. And I remember my mom that always thought her purpose was teaching. And she did that till she was 60. Sometimes there's a second purpose showing up, right? And you think that's my purpose. And so her purpose at 68 was starting doing Reiki, and became a Reiki master till she was 95 before she died. So, and changing energy. So we don't have always that one big purpose, but we can at least listen to what that purpose should be. And I do believe that every day that's a question to ask. And to ask how it's unfolding, right? And I know, Vikki, you found a new purpose, right? You had perhaps a previous purpose, and now He Talks and bringing people together, inspiring people this way is part of your purpose, or perhaps your purpose. So it's all about opening up your heart to it. And then when you follow your purpose, doing it with all your heart. So it's really here where the seed of your purpose is. It's in your spiritual heart that is here in the center. And when we connect with that, and sometimes we don't know how to, but then we can even just gently put our hands on our heart and say, like, I'm listening, right? Because sometimes people are just listening only here in their mind. And that is, we can listen there, and there are words there for sure, but are these the words of our soul, right? So like you're saying, Vikki, like bringing things back to my heart, and that is where the true listening is. But in order for true listening, we need silence. We need to really have some silence. And I do believe this time that we had, and that some of you still have because you're in lockdown or confinement, it's because humanity needed that time to listen. Some of us have listened before, and this was not a time to be silent. I've not been silent one moment in these past months, because this is the time I came for. But some of us really need to listen, and they couldn't because the busyness of life was just too intense. And so they are now brought into that place of, okay, what is living in me? And that's why you see so many people changing and transforming, and perhaps reaching out to books, to movies, to Hit Talks, to really getting inspired, because they forgot how to listen to what lives truly in their heart. So that's my biggest wish to all of you. Take your time and have that conversation within you, and ask the questions, and then listen. And remember, the answers are not always coming into you. Sometimes the answers will come through people. Yeah, could be through a book, could be through a conversation, could be through a dream, could be through watching something on television. It all opens up. But as you are opening up to that space of listening, then you will at least receive the answer you always desired. Thank you, and good luck with everything.